everyone, it's me Aasritha Padmini after so long time. Sorry for being late. Today I want to make another one sequel to the previous one, self-structured in anxiety, but this is different war between heart and anxious depression. So I'm going to tell about the exact situation of depression, which is anxious depression. There is a lot of difference between depression and anxious depression, right? Last time I said you that negative anxiety. So if negative anxiety is lasts for long time, I also said that it will be fatal to our health. So if this negative anxiety becomes cruel in the action and takes control of all our emotions and all our actions, it becomes as depression. Depression may be so many ways, right? Today I'm saying about anxious depression. That means I'm covering all the depressions, but anxious depression is something which is very cruel one. If we won't stop in the beginning, it definitely lead us to the death. Okay, so I think you are listening very well. So just please be patient, and that means I am not saying to become as a patient. So just I want your patience to listen to my video, right? To my audio. Okay, so not being late, let's get started. Anxious depression is some type of depression which is a mixture of anxiety, that is a negative anxiety, and also a dishonest, right? Dishonest with self. When we feel that we are not enough, we are not enough and we should try for more, that is called anxiety. But when we feel that we are waste and we we just don't need to this earth, we feel that we are a normal one and we don't need, and even earth don't need us. So that is some type of depression. Depression comes not only the self actions but also the actions of others. If someone neglects you, or someone always points out you and they always hurt you, you will unknowingly, unconsciously, you will get some type of a state where you feel that you are so lonely. Your heart and brain feels that you are so lonely, and you may feel that you don't want to live further, because it is some type of a phenomena, like a negative anxiety. If anxiety is mixed with this depression, this is very cruel one. We can't get out of them if it lasts for long. So depression mainly comes from the human actions. Really, human actions will only lead to the depression, right? If really you love someone or you like someone and they start neglecting you, you feel some type of loneliness. Even though you are strong enough, but you feel that you are weak. Without them you feel that you are weak, and you just unknowingly, unconsciously telling to your mind that you are weak without them. So like that at some stage, you will really become weak, because your mind already accepted that. Be, Actually depression is some type of a slow poison. It kills the human, right? First it always starts poisoning your thoughts, your emotions, and your brain and your heart. at at the state when your heart is completely poisoned, so that means you are ready to give up. That means you are ready to die, right? Actually, normally 98% in this world, many don't have dare to die, to commit suicide. Means even they are, if they are in depression, they will be scared, they just freak out for dying. But the 2% of the people feel that, and they don't have dare to die, but they will dare to die. Can you, if you really notice that, they don't have dare to die, but they will dare to die because of that depression. That depression is a very, very, very cruel enemy of us. So always remember that. First, we always should remember that self is the most important thing in our life. Our life is only depends on the self, right? Our life is like a road. We don't know that road where it takes to. Maybe just we only know that the starting of that road is, the starting point of the road is our birth, and ending point of the road is our death. So from starting point we just start our engine, that means our body. We just start our body, and we just grow, and we just travel along that path. Someone who want to take, and only some people will take that long journey, and they just meet a perfect ending. But many of that may takes that ending, they will go to that end, but in a miserable ways, right? But some will just take only up to the half of the road, and they just turn back, or they just give up, like that. Depression is always a poison. It always struck you. It always struck you in a motion where there is no motion, right? That means only there is only two motions. One, to just experience that depression. Second, the death. It offers you that too. But who will just come through that way and try so hard to come out of that depression, they will get a new hope and a new direction, new way, that is called life changing, right? Depression is nothing but some type of feeling, right? Everyone thinks that depression is so bad, right? Even I am saying it is a very cruel thing. Why we get depression? Can anybody answer to that? Even I can't answer exactly to that. Why we get depression? Because from our birth we always I already said you in my first video that from our birth we always just grow up in someone's guidance, right? From our parents, from our friends, from our family, from our life partner. So we never have choice to live alone, and we always need our parents to support us, and after that our friends, our family, our wife or our husband. But someone will be there, unfortunately, who don't have wife or husband, and their parents are not there with them. So they just feel some type of hard time, right? Hard times are nothing but loneliness. When your heart and brain feel that you are just alone, and your world is alone, you just feel that some that type of hard in your heart and on your mind. And it lasts for many days, because you don't try to come out of that. You just try to be with it, right? It is not just uh, it's not like a job. Depression is not a job or an education, because life without education and without job, life is not there. But without depression, life is there. Without depression, there is a heart. We have hearts, right? Even if heart hurts, then depression comes to us. We always think that uh, only others will make us happy, and others will find us something we want. But that is wrong. From our childhood, everyone has made us to learn that we should not be so rude on others. We should not cry out loudly. We should not laugh out loudly. We should not tell us what we have interest. We should only become what our parents want us to become. Right? They want us to become doctors, but we like to become a artist, but we don't, because what if our parents feel bad? Always we think about others. We always make things for the sake of others, but we don't never think about ourselves. Depression will comes to the person who never think about themselves, right? First, to get out of depression, we should make only one thing. First, we should think about ourselves, not about others. If you are really feeling that you want someone and there is no someone, so what you do? You just commit the suicide. Suicide is just a small thing, but it has impact on everyone. If someone attempts suicide and commits suicide, they just go. They think that they just came out of that problem, but that is not the solution, right? If you really believe on God, God made us all like this because for some reason. Maybe we are the future creators. Maybe we create something good or big, which have very great impact on the people in a good way. Maybe if you are a good person, why don't you become a great person, right? uh, no one in this world is perfect. I told you many times, my philosophy is no one is perfect by birth. We should make perfect ourselves in this throughout the process, right? Perfection not just come by one thing or thing. It is a whole life process. It's a very big life process. At the end, on your deathbed, you will become perfect. Even you have to make your death also perfect, right? Everyone think that depression is a very cruel one. Even I am also saying it is a cruel one, but they think that they can't get come out of depression, right? But we can. There is only one way, that when you start thinking about yourself, not about others, right? If you For example, I am saying an example, right? A person is there and he's in a very dark room, and he's also in a very depression because he don't have anyone, he don't have parents, he's not married, and no one is there. He's just there in a one room, and he's in depression and he's crying for their parents loss. So suddenly he want to commit suicide, and he just tried. So he just tried, but he's scared to try that. He's scared to kill himself because death is the dangerous one than cruelty. Death is danger than cruelty of depression, right? So he didn't. He can't. He failed because he's scared of death. He's scared of killing himself. But at some extent, at some point, he got a idea, some type of thought. Why I'm being like this? Why don't I just get out of from this room and just wander the world, right? Once if you think about yourself, and if you are really in depression, just if you have a mirror in your room or in your house, just look at your face in a mirror. You feel that you are not right, right? Your eyes, your face, everything is in pain. Your body is in pain. Your heart and mind is completely dwelled in the pain, right? So why don't you ask this? Why I am like this, and why don't I change? If I change, and if first I change, why don't I change others? And why don't I influence others? Right? If you really first start love yourself, you can get rid of depression, right? You got the depression because you don't love yourself. You just love others and they don't love you. That's why they started neglecting you. That's why you got depression. They started to criticize you. You got depression, right? And you automatically, when they started to criticize you, you slowly, consciously and unconsciously, you are criticizing yourself, right? I think you got it. If they are neglecting you and you feel that they are neglecting you, and you are you are really neglecting yourself, if they are criticizing you and you think they are criticizing you, you are really criticizing yourself. They are hating you and you think they are hating you, that means you are hating yourself, right? Our world and our lives are not dependent on others. We are independent man. We are men independent, right? Our lives are independent. That's why we became human beings. Human beings can be independent. They don't need anyone's support. They just need a caring and nourishment. If they really don't have that type of nourishment and caring, why don't they give them to themselves, right? Really, always remember that depression will not last for forever, because if you it only depends on your actions. If you're really in depression, you feel that you are really in depression, or your psychiatrist or someone, your medical doctor said that you are in depression, so you know that you came to know that you are in depression. So at that time, what you have to do is simply accept that, and you should work hard to get out of that damn thing. Depression is just like a damn thing. It does not influence anyone. It just keeps you stuck. It keeps you locked in emotional phenomena, in anger, and in in sadness, in cryness, like that. That's it. It knows only few. One, to make you uncontrollable emotional person. Two, it leads to your death. But it don't know that how, if you really turning back, it don't it can't deviate you, right? That means you are in depression now, and it knows only that means you first think that depression is like a uh, bad road, right? You know, it only knows that it will make you far in middle, where it makes you uncontrollable emotional sense, and in last it takes you to the death. But it don't know other ways. You have other ways too, that you have to work hard, and you have to jump from that hole, means emotional hole, right? If you have to jump, you have to run fast throughout that road, and at the point where you got that hole, that is called emotional uncontrollable emotional hole, and you have to jump from that, right? And you have to run fast again, and at that time you can't see death, because this hole you have already uh, uh, came out of from that hole, right? You just already passed from that, you just ran from that, you just jumped out of that hole. So you are not able to see any death, because you got a new road. There is a bypass road, right? Y-shaped road. One, it leads to death, and second leads to life. You can choose there. If you really want to, if you really want to go towards death, then that means you already had been stuck in that hole, in that uncontrollable emotional hole. But you didn't, you jumped from that, right? So then you will always take to the road called life, new hope. During depression, if you really a depressed person, first you have to think about yourself. First you just think about yourself, right? What I am doing, where I am, where am I? Even if I am in depression, so what will be the reason? What will I get? What is the advantage or profit will I get from this depression, right? And you have to take a turning point. Everyone has turning points. You have to take a right turning point. It all depends on you. If you really want to pass through that depression and go to death, that means you will definitely fall in that hole. um, and you want to take another one, a new hope and new life, that means you will definitely jump from that hole, right, through that hole. You won't fall in that because you will take a long jump like that. Depression is a very cruel activity, but if you have dare, if you are a stronger person, then that cruel will not make you anything. It just gives you a heart, a small heart, and it gets go away. And that small heart can be recovered in days, like it can be recovered very soon, right? But the only medicine for the depression is self nourishment. That means not taking massage on your body. I'm not saying about taking massages on your body. Self nourishment is something which is a paste of mixed with herbs like confident, uh, and some type of uh, medical powders like emotions, positivity, optimism, intimacy, a self esteem, self confident, love. This all will make you a thick paste, and if you apply uh, on your head, it will definitely make you recover, right? I am saying that depression, if you really want to come out of that depression, first you have to think that depression is like a road. It has 2 points. In middle of the road, there is a very big one hole that is called uncontrollable emotional phenomena, and last it is a death. If you really fall in that all in that hole, it will take you to death from underground. And if you really want to live in a new better life, just start running and jump through that hole, and you can't go to the death, because death is the direction of death is from hole to the death. There is a link, right? That hole, if you fall in that hole, it will take you to the death, through the underground. But if you jump from that hole, you will go go to the destiny known as new hope. That road is very smooth and clear, and this underground, you will just fall, you will get so many hurts, and at last you will get accident, you will meet with an accident, that is called death. But once at top, if you jumped, you will get a little hurt, because after jumping, after you will definitely fall, right? It is a very big hole, you have to jump, that means you will get a hurt, small hurt, right? It won't bleed, just it gets a just scratch, and again you start running, and after that you just stop, and you just see a very beautiful garden, right? That is called life, a new hope. A new hope is full of flowers, and death is full of thrones. That's your wish. If you really want to go into that hole and pass through that underground and go into death, that is your wish. You will get so many hurts with the thrones, and ultimately you die. But even it's hard for you to jump that big hole, but you try your best to jump, you will just get a small scratch, and after that it won't even just bleed, but you can run for some time, and then you will reach a very beautiful destination, which is called a new hope, which is filled with full of flowers, right? Flowers are best than thrones, right? And if you really feel that you are really in a depression, and you don't have any friends or anyone near you, then there is no choice for death. At that time, just think that if I will be alive, I can give hope for many people who are suffering with depression. You can teach them a very good lesson what you have just experienced. Death is not the solution, it is just an option. You have two options: a life filled with new hope, death filled with no hope. Always choose the first option, not the second one. If you really choose that second one, that means you have no meaning in your life. Your life is waste. I hope that this will have some message to you. I just made this video because my favorite actor, who I am a diehard fan of him, has just left this world a few days back, and he's just suffering with depression. Actually, he had no mom, and he was just very depressed, and he just committed suicide. So death is not the solution. So always remember that depression is some type of road, and it has two 2 points, right? One, it is a hole called uncontrollable emotional phenomena. If you really fall in that, you will just travel through that underground. You will get so many hurts, and at last, due to of the thrones, you will die, right? But another one, if you jump through that big hole, you will just get a very small scratch, and even it won't bleed. But you, after some running, you will get a very clean road, and you just walk through that, and you will get a very beautiful destination called New Hope, which is filled with so many beautiful flowers. You can sit there and you can lead your life there, right? Life is just like a journey. It has only one ending point and starting point and ending point. Start is your birth and end is your death. But you have to design your end with beautiful. Even your ending also should be beautiful, right? You have engine, that means your body. You have oil, and that means petrol, like your heart and brain. Don't make your heart and brain more work on that engine, right? Just make your vehicle run smoothly and slowly through that journey, through that road. Your Don't make it fast. You should not move fast. You should run very slowly, like jogging. You should walk moderately, right? In between that roads, you will see many beautiful experiences. In middle of the road, you will meet someone. Again, a few small people you will meet, and you just walk through them, and you will get some hard roads that call your job that sometimes, and you will get deep holes in that means death of your parents or your families. And after that, you will get your beautiful destination, that is your death. It will end very beautifully if you design it beautifully. I hope you like my video and you like my audio, guys. Always remember that death is not not the solution, and also that no one in this world is perfect by birth. We should make ourselves as perfect. Thank you. Bye.